Luka Doncic is in shape now, and the rest of the NBA has a very big problem. After being publicly exiled by the team that was supposed to build him a statue and called out by his own coach, he didn't just get skinny, he got scary. An anonymous rival coach said people should be terrified, and he's right. Because when a generational talent uses public humiliation as fuel, history shows a championship is next. The only question is whether this all-in gamble will deliver a title to LA or become the most expensive cautionary tale in sports history.
I mean, obviously sadness. I think I didn't play the way I should. I think as a team we didn't play the way we could. But I think congratulations to Minnesota. They play hell of a series. They were the better team, honestly.
To understand the Lakers' gamble, you have to understand the paradox of the one-man band. Everything revolves around a single superstar who controls almost every play. In the regular season, it's a statistical cheat code. With Luka at the helm, the Dallas Mavericks once posted the highest offensive rating in NBA history. But in the 7-game pressure cooker of the playoffs, that strength becomes a fatal flaw. A heliocentric offense is predictable. An elite defense learns its rhythms, anticipates its moves, and systematically strangles it. But here's the crucial nuance. Luka Doncic isn't like other solo act superstars. His dominance isn't built on a singular, unstoppable move. It's a vast and unpredictable arsenal. He can score from the post, create for anyone from anywhere on the floor, and manipulate defenses with a unique rhythm that's almost impossible to solve. The real issue wasn't predictability, it was that carrying the whole offense beat up his body so badly, he couldn't stay dominant on both ends for a full game. Therefore, his physical transformation is not about abandoning his nature, it's about building an engine capable of sustaining it at a championship level for the first time. The gamble is that a stronger frame will let his talents last deep into the playoffs and finally stop the usual burnout of one-man shows. The cautionary tale is written in Houston. In 2020, the Rockets' 2 MVPs, James Harden and Russell Westbrook, had a combined usage rate of a staggering 70.7%. Because Westbrook couldn't shoot, his defender could simply abandon him, creating a permanent 5-on-4 advantage that choked the life out of their offense. But the blueprint for success also exists, the 2012 Miami Heat. It only worked when Dwayne Wade, a Finals MVP in his own right, took a strategic step back, allowing LeBron James to evolve into a lethal threat without the ball. Their combined usage rate in that first title run? A balanced, manageable 63%. Projections put this new Laker duo right on that same knife's edge. This isn't about ego. Usage rate isn't just minutes, it's oxygen. Too little, and the superstar suffocates. Too much, and his teammates do. If this breakdown is hitting different, tap subscribe right now, because the next 5 minutes will decide whether Luka rewrites NBA history or repeats it.
In it, launch to LeBron, up and in, they've done it again!
The path from superstar to champion is forged in the fires of public failure. And for the greatest to ever do it, the first step is always the same: a targeted physical transformation. It's a 3-step blueprint. Step 1, the humiliation. For Michael Jordan, it was 3 years of being physically brutalized by the bad boy Pistons and their infamous Jordan rules. For LeBron James, it was the 2011 Finals, a public meltdown where he looked lost and uncertain against the Mavericks. And for Luka, it was the sting of a first-round exit, compounded by a league-wide narrative that his body was holding him back. Step 2, the targeted solution. This is where the greats separate themselves. They don't just get in shape, they build a weapon. Jordan needed armor. He hired trainer Tim Grover and started the legendary Breakfast Club, a relentless weight program that forged 15 pounds of functional muscle onto his frame. It was a direct answer to the Pistons' violence, a body built to absorb punishment and wage war in the paint. LeBron needed a new tool, humble. He made a pilgrimage to Hakeem Olajuwon's gym to build a post game from scratch. He wasn't just adding a move, he was rewiring his half-court offense, turning a glaring weakness into the unstoppable weapon that would deliver his first title. And Luka needed an engine. His slow, deliberate pace wasn't a choice, it was a necessity, a concession to a body that couldn't sustain an elite two-way motor for 48 minutes. So, in a quiet gym in Croatia, he and his dedicated Team Luka built a new one. This wasn't a diet, it was a protocol. 2-a-day sessions. Many performed on an empty stomach after a 16-hour intermittent fast to maximize fat burn and slash inflammation. A strict gluten-free, low-sugar diet packed with over 250 grams of protein a day. And crucially, the training focused not just on strength, but on eccentric force, the ability to slow down, stop on a dime, and control his body. He was building the physical foundation for a philosophical revolution, because to play off the ball, you have to be able to constantly stop, start, and change direction. He was building the engine required to solve the paradox. The only question is, can he fire it up in time? With their new engine under construction, the front office made its all-in move. But in the modern NBA, building a super team comes with a terrifying price tag. The Lakers didn't just splurge, they pushed their payroll to the absolute brink of the NBA's second apron. In doing so, they triggered a tripwire in the league's rule book. By making a move like sending cash in a trade, they became hard-capped at that second apron, a restriction that handcuffs future roster changes as severely as crossing the line itself. The Lakers didn't vault over that line, they built their roster on its very edge, betting that Luka's fresh engine and a 41-year-old LeBron still rewiring biology could win before the lack of flexibility causes a collapse. One rival GM whispered to The Athletic, being hard-capped that high is like handcuffing yourself to the deck of a sinking ship, only you're praying it's actually a submarine. That gamble forced LA to think like time travelers, predicting every weakness of a Luka-LeBron pairing before the shackles clicked. The answer? Defense, 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 delivered up front, paid in full, right now. They brought in Marcus Smart, the former Defensive Player of the Year, and in a crucial sign of his new mindset, it was reportedly Luka himself who pushed for the acquisition. Smart is the point-of-attack bulldog, the defensive conscious hired to bark orders and do the dirty work, saving his stars energy for offense. They acquired DeAndre Ayton to be the interior anchor, and while his defensive reputation is complex, advanced metrics reveal a surprising hidden strength. He is one of the most effective big men in the league at defending smaller players in isolation on the perimeter. He is the versatile countermeasure for the switch-heavy schemes they will face in the playoffs. Every move was a calculated hedge against the predicted failure, a high-stakes, all-in gamble with no money back and no escape hatch. So, this is where the story stands. The historical blueprint has been followed. The physical transformation is complete. The roster is locked. The financial trap is set. The case for a championship rests on two of the highest basketball IQs to ever play the game, surrounded by a surgically assembled supporting cast. The case for a spectacular collapse rests on a partnership with all the on-paper chemistry of gasoline and a lit match, led by a 41-year-old king defying father time. But the final piece of the puzzle, the variable that could swing it all, came from the king himself. This isn't the same LeBron who once passive-aggressively tweeted at a struggling teammate to stop trying to find a way to fit out and just fit in. This is a 41-year-old monarch who has walked this path before. And according to reports, he told his new prince the exact opposite. Be your self. Don't fit in. Fit the out. It's a seismic shift in leadership. A lesson learned from his own wars in Miami, now passed down to the next generation. LeBron James already proved he could change his game to win a title with another star. He has now given Luka the freedom to be himself. Luka Doncic has not. His entire brilliant career has been played one way, on his turn, with the ball in his hands. The question is no longer about his body, it's about his philosophy. If this physical revolution translates to a philosophical one, if he uses that new engine to relentlessly cut, screen, and become a terror without the ball, the blueprint will be fulfilled and Banner 18 will be on its way to Los Angeles. But if he remains the brilliant, stationary maestro we've always known, this grand Hollywood experiment is destined to become the most expensive cautionary tale in sports history. So what's your verdict? Has Luka finally completed the championship blueprint? Or is this a chemistry disaster waiting to happen? Drop your take in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you want more deep dives that break down the strategy behind the biggest stories in sports, make sure you're subscribed. While you're at it, check out our video on how Victor Wembanyama is breaking every blueprint we thought we knew. You can click that right here. We'll see you next time.